Have you ever had an aha moment?
Aha!
A point in time where you suddenly see something in a different way that may change the way you view a certain thing. When my wife and I went to college, I remember there was a professor who would talk about those aha moments, when you realize something you may not have known about or noticed in the past. Some old television shows might show this as a light bulb over somebody's head. But I'm not just talking about getting a cool idea. God totally flips around what our human minds tend to think and rewrites our concepts about life. And you know what reminded me of this?
Let me guess.
Yup, a math concept. So, let's talk about logarithms.
Now, think about exponents for a moment. Exponents raise a number to a certain power, and you multiply the base number by itself, the amount of times shown on the exponent. So, 5 squared would be 5 times 5, which is 25. And 4 to the power of 4 equals 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. Likewise, 3 to the power of 5 equals 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, etc., etc. Now, logarithms take the concept of exponents and switch it around. Say a math student wanted to find what power to raise 5 to in order to get 125. Here, the exponent is unknown. So, we use a logarithm set up like this. Instead of being 5 to the power of x equals 125, it's log base 5 of 125 equals x. The answer to a log is an exponent. Using a calculator, we find that log base 5 of 125 equals 3. And that's because 5 to the power of 3 equals 125. Likewise, if we wanted to know what power to raise 3 to in order to get 81, we would say log base 3 of 81 equals x, and you solve it and get 4. So basically, it seems to me that logarithms takes the idea of exponents and shows it in a new way.
So, let's relate this metaphor to us. There are several ways in life that I see this concept applied. God changes people, young or old. When someone gives their life to God, He makes them, as the Bible says, a new creation. Our old life is no more, and we are renewed in Him. God also changes our purpose, our reason for being, and our main goal of life. Rick Warren is an author of a book called The Purpose-Driven Life. It inspires people to live not just for themselves, but for God's plan and purpose. A life without God is most likely characterized by the me syndrome, living mostly for yourself and what you want. But God totally flips that concept around, and our actions and decisions are based on what makes Him happy. And when we finally realize that our life isn't just about what we want, it frees us to live a life blessing other people as well. Don't get me wrong though, I'm not saying that we should ignore our wants, goals, and dreams in life, but there needs to be a balance. God changes us from being self-minded to a rewarding life serving Him. And there are many other things that God will help us see differently, like relationships. When we find that special someone, we hopefully will realize, wait, I'm not supposed to just get what I want out of this relationship? I'm supposed to love the other person more than myself? Or how we respond to other people. Our human nature wants us to give harsh words in return, or get even with other people. But there are better ways to stand up for ourselves. God will give us wisdom and self-control. And then there's money and possessions. Our human nature will cause us to put money as the highest priority. And while it is important, God will change our viewpoint and help us realize that our relationship with Him should be at the top of the list. If we give our life to Him, He will definitely meet our needs, no matter how hard it gets. So, make sure you keep an open ear and an open mind to what God's trying to tell you through life, the Bible, and other people. And what's more, when we finally realize that our life isn't all just...
Oh no. Oh. Are we from the 90s?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're so from the 90s.
Fine. I'll wear it like this then.
I got the money. I got the money.